Good afternoon, principals, teachers, and staff of all CBSE schools. And thank you for joining us today for Junior Skills Championship Orientation Program. We're delighted to have the presence of Mr. Biswajit Saha, Director, CBSE, and Mr. Jaykant Singh, Senior Head, WordSkills India. Good afternoon, sir. And I would also like to extend a very warm welcome to all CBSE officials, our partners who have joined us today. These partners have been extremely supportive in terms of their contribution to Junior Skills, to curate the content, and will be further partnering with us for Junior Skills Championship competitions. A little overview of what Junior Skills is. It's the first of its kind skill championship by the National Skill Development Corporation, which is being organized in partnership with the Central Board of Secondary Education. I'm sorry, people are experiencing audio problems. Jaikanji, if I would request you to take it up, please, because people are not able to hear me. There are some glitches at my end.
No problem, Ruchika. Thanks a lot. Keep trying. Zindagi ka naam hai parishram karte rehna. So this is what skill is all about. One is stepping for the other if you are equally skilled. So nurturing our kids. Again, I would like to first of all welcome Dr. Saha, who has been kind enough to giving us this opportunity to host first of its kind junior skill championship in the country. And I think we would be organizing one of the biggest pilot for even junior skills. I think Russia had tried it, but again, it was in a small numbers. We have got, because of you, sir, because of CBSE ecosystem, even the pilot is as big as 24,000 schools being on board. And just to give you an overview, today we have got 2 lakh people already registered. And we look forward to your cooperation from you, sir, and your all CBSE staff, principals, teachers, your regional offices. I think their support has been outstanding. It's only because of CBSE team support that we have achieved this milestone of 2 lakhs. I think if I have to give you a brief, World Skills, the India Skills, the registration is around 2 lakh, which we are doing for last 10 years. And first time we are doing Junior India Skills Junior, and we have got 2 lakh registration. And we have got 15 days time. I'm sure if you remember that during our launch, Honorable Chairman of CBSE had desired that we should have at least 4 lakh plus registrations. I would look forward to the cooperation of CBSE staff again. And that's why we have been doing this webinar. If required, sir, if you permit, we can do, if it really makes sense, we can have 1 or 2 webinars also done. Otherwise, we would request a very warm support and cooperation from all the staff of Central Board of Secondary Education. Head office is giving us outstanding support. All your team members, I would like to take, Mr. Dr. Saha has personally taken so much of effort. He has given time, has spoken to us so many times. And Dr. R.P. Singh, Mausami ji, all the staff members who have been contributing to this, because of you, we are here, we have reached this milestone, but we have to double this. In geometric progression, it's always, double. We are 2 lakh, and next 15 days we will be, if your cooperation continues the same way, I think we will be crossing 4 lakh, which was one of the things which we discussed while during our launch. We have been talking about the skills. Everything, if you wake up in the morning till we go to sleep, every moment we require some skill or the other. So skill is something which we can't be away from. We have to nurture ourselves, the right skill. First of all, we should identify where are our interests. So Dr. Saha was suggesting that why shouldn't we, do a counseling session and identify what is the best, where the interest of the kid lies, where will they excel. my daughter doesn't want to study maths. She is very talkative. She can talk on any subject you give to her. So if I push her, my son is into IIT. If I push my daughter also to get into IIT, it will be a big failure. So we have to understand the strength of the kids. And I think that would be done by counseling. So as you had advised, we had interacted with Russia, and Russia has come out with a very good model of counseling. Maybe we will jointly explore with them and have the best practices also bring in our country. And I'm sure CBSE would support us on this, because we both have to work together for nurturing the future of the country. And that starts and taking cue from your policy, the new education policy, sir, that from class 6 onwards, we shall have this vocational courses started. And you could see we immediately converted ourselves into this doing the junior skills, wherein we are towing your thought process and trying to give it a shape and how to take it forward. So with these words, I would like Dr. Saha, because everybody is waiting to hear from you that how are we going forward. Another important thing, sir, I would like to mention that this is one of a different competition where you have got to show your skills, where you can win for your innovative business ideas, where you can show your skill in photography. So variety of things can be done over here. This is first junior skill competition. Going forward, we have got more than 60 skills in which we could participate. So please help us out to nurture your kids, nurture your skills, and the winners will be seen in Shanghai. We assure you that we will take the winners to Shanghai and show how world skills competitions are held there. Again, looking forward to your support. All the staff members of CBSE, a big thank from NSDC. And I'm sure with your cooperation, again, I'm repeating that we have to double our registrations before 30th of June. Thank you, sir. We would look forward. Ruchika, over to you. And everybody is waiting to hear Dr. Saha.
Thank you, Jaykantji. And I would just simply pass on the baton to Dr. Saha. Everybody is waiting to hear from him. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, both Ruchika and Jaykantji. My colleague from CBSE, team NSDC, of course, many of our partners for junior skills competitions who have joined us as a panelist, and of course, participant school principal, teachers across the country and even beyond the boundary, because we run a good number of schools abroad. So some of the principals and teachers, they have joined us from abroad also. So my compliment to you all the school leader and teachers, because of your inspirations, I think we are able to achieve 2 lakhs registrations. But 2 lakh registrations is not enough for us. We want more and more participations. More and more, Jaykantji already given the target given by the chairperson CBSE, and that is 400,000. And at this point of time, I think one way COVID challenge, other way new education policy. At the same time, teachers relentlessly, they are trying to transact the teaching learning process in a different way. I think through this kind of event, we can really nurture the true potentials and true creativity of the child, and then connecting back with the curriculum. So that scope junior skills competitions is giving you, so that every child in the school ecosystems, and especially in the CBSE ecosystems, must grab this opportunity. So my humble request to all the educators who have joined us through our virtual forum, or even those who are going to join us through our other social media platform, my request, just populate and also motivate and encourage the children to join this mega event. It is not only going to give them opportunity to discuss, to share their own idea with the stalwarts from the industry, but at the same time, there is an opportunity for co-creation. And at this tender age, I think if they take up this challenge, I am sure wherever they will be placed once they become a full adult in terms of joining an industry job or to start with their own venture, at every forum, they will be successful. Yesterday, along with AICTE, we have launched our Innovation Ambassador Program. I think somewhere down the line, junior skill competitions, Innovation Ambassador Program, these are all connected things. I think ultimately, we are going to nurture a child to come out with a problem and its own solution, then coming up with its prototype design, and which ultimately they can file as a patent also. So from the side of AICTE, from the side of NSDC, from the side of industry, of course from the side of CBSE, with the help of you all educator, I think we can gear up the mindset of student and also help the parents to identify their inner potential so that they can become a patent holder. Through this journey, all our students are going to get through a wide range of experience of the subjects. Some of the glimpses already our technical experts from industries are going to share with you subsequently. And later on, based on that interest profile registrations, they would be trained on the subjects so that more understanding, more clarity on the topic, and also vis-a-vis to choose their own problem or certain given problem by the industry expert, so that they can tune themselves with this kind of synergy, and later on they can come up with SDG related problem solutions, which in turn connected with the skilling and entrepreneurships. So my request to all the educators, in your leisure time, you please visit the World Skills website, India Skill website. Lot of informations are available, and of course, through our collective effort, through Junior Skills websites also, we are trying to give more and more information. And if there is any query at any point of time, today's forum is also open, and later on through email, WhatsApp, and other communication channels would be readily available for you, so that more and more information we can share. And in that light, ultimately you can encourage the child to truly look into these aspects of life. And whatever new education policy talks about experiential based learning or competency based learning, I think unless until students get involved with the real problem solving, these things would be a long distance dream. So through our science exhibition, through our storytelling, and through our junior skills competitions and different kind of hackathon, we are trying to reach to different country also, so that the problem understanding and problem solving, as Jaykantji has mentioned about that Russia's perspective. So India, Russia, how they can do problem solving together. Some experiences and glimpse we have experienced 2-3 years back during the Mr. President's of Russia's visits in India. At the same time, we are also trying to reach other neighboring country, some European country, so that multiple perspectives we can set here. Ultimately, our student at this point of time not only discuss with only the NCERT focused curriculum. Of course, they must look into, but the other perspective of life, how we can connect them with the reality. I think junior skills competition is all about that. It's a lifetime opportunity. So more and more students must join. And here, as an educator, as a teacher and school leader, it would be your role to lead them from the back and push them towards a new horizon, so that ultimately any kind of global challenge, any kind of personal challenge that they are going to encounter in life, they can solve their own problem. And that kind of imaginations, if we can nurture with this young mind, our journey, our junior skills competitions main aim, we are going to achieve. First of all, let me also thank all the participant educators, and of course, NSDC team, CBSC team, and industry team who came forward to support us in these missions, because without your presence, we can talk about many things, but you can spell your requirement. At the same time, you can seed regarding new form of design thinking in every child's mind. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. And of course, as a team, we'll work together for New India. Thank you. Namaskar and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saha, for your kind words. And definitely, it is the need of the hour that we should look at vocational education as a career span for the students, because it's not necessarily the academics is most important. These vocational skills is equally important, because not everybody can be a teacher or a doctor. There are so many other vocations where we need students to show their skills. And I would like to just emphasize to the teachers here who've joined us today that all the information regarding this junior skills competition is available on skillsindia.co.in website, and I've shared the link in the chat board. One child can register for one particular skill category, but it doesn't mean that it has to be only one student from a class. It can be all the students from your class who can participate. However, they can only choose one skill which they can compete. And the students from class 6 to 12 can participate in the competition, irrespective of their age. And to talk more about it, I would request my colleague Amit Rangta to present the slides and talk about different vocational skills that we are introducing in this junior skills program. Over to you, Amit.
Thank you, Ruchika. Before Amit starts, I would just like to thank Dr. Saha again for such an encouraging. Today we have crossed our limit of 1,000 participants today. Ruchika, today we are in our full capacity, 1,000 people already participating in this, and that's why at the start I said we will go in a geometric progression now. This itself signifies the present, signifies that we will have a good number turnaround after this webinar. And sir, with your permission, I would as you mentioned, that industry partners are there. We have got D-Link, we have got Pearl Academy. So all our industry partners, and even SIDBI is there. We have got Ministry of National Film Development Corporation. Because future of the country lies in the kids who are coming up to take the responsibility of the country in future. Once again, I would like to thank all the partners, industry partners, who have been with us and together with CBSE to develop the curriculum content, and will be there for conducting all the assessments, preparing the papers, and we will have boot camps done also. Amit will explain how we are organizing this in future. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ruchika. Amit, over to you. Dada, namaskar.
Thank you, Dr. Saha. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ruchika. I will now request Ajay to upload the PPT. So, as everybody was mentioning, this is a one-off opportunity. This is the first of its kind skill championship where we are introducing vocational trades to school children. So going forward, we expect that everyone who participates in this competition will learn a lot out of the entire competition. Next slide, please. The registration can be done on our website. The registration link is also mentioned there. The registration was opened on 15th of January and it will close on 30th of June. And like Sir was mentioning, we are expecting a huge number. The number is already, I would say, quite encouraging, and we expect more numbers to come in. So whosoever is interested can register as an individual also, and there is a provision for bulk registration. The school can go in for a bulk registration and give the details of all the interested participants who are willing to take part in this competition. Next slide, please. As far as the format of the competition is concerned, it will be 4-round competition. The first round will, first 3 rounds will be totally online based, virtual based, and the final round we intend to have it in a physical mode, COVID permitting. The first round will be based on 60 questions. It will be MCQ round. Second and third and fourth round will test the skill of the competitor participant in the skill category that he or she has opted for. The difficulty level from level 2 to level 3 will keep on increasing, and there'll be orientation rounds in between, wherein we will help the selected shortlisted participants to learn, and we'll give them orientation, what is expected out of them in each of the round. Next slide, please. So to learn more about each and every skill, one can first register and then go through the resources section of our website, wherein all the details about the skill is there. The sample MCQs are there, sample questionnaires are there, reading material is available there. So I would request and encourage the participants to go through it and make a informed decision which skill to opt for, which skill they are interested in. And this will help them in also preparing for the competition for the first round and the subsequent rounds as well. Next slide, please. So I was mentioning about the 4-round of competition. The first round after the registration closes on 30th June will be held on 17th July. And the final round, we intend to have it on 18th of September. I was also mentioning that after each round, there will be technical webinars, orientation webinars for selected participants so that they understand what is expected out of them in the following rounds. So our skill partners will come in here and they will explain the details about the competition, what is expected from the participant, how to prepare for the competition. Next slide, please. So for this cycle, we have opted for 10 skills. 8 of the skills are based on World Skills pattern, and 2 are new trade skills, which are innovative business ideas and digital photography. Painting and digital photography are open for all groups. The 3 groups that we have, the group 1 consists of standard 6, 7, and 8. Group 2 is comprising of standard 9th and 10th. Group 3 is consisting of students from standard 11th and 12th. Most of the skills are open for only group 2 and 3, and solar energy is open for group 3, that is standard 11th and 12th. So you can also see the partners, the skill partners who are supporting in these skills that we have planned to have in our competition. Next slide, please. We are thankful to all our partners for their consistent contribution, and they have played a significant role in making this event possible. Thank you once again to all our partners. Next slide, please. I will now invite all the partners one by one to take us through the skills in detail, the test project, about the skill description, the test projects. So first of all, I will invite Ms. Priyanka Chaudhary from Small Tin Barrel. she will take us through to the two skills, which is IT software solution for business and web technologies. And also, she will talk about the online competition platform, the features of the platform, and how can one access the platform and participate in the competition. Over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you, Amit. Good afternoon, one and all present here. Thank you so much for joining this webinar and all the students who are joining, who are going to participate in Junior Skills competition, because it is a great opportunity for them to grow. Before starting on the skill, on telling the skill details, I would like to share some information about this tool Curentia. As Jaykant sir and Dr. Biswajit sir mentioned, that this competition has a bigger vision, where we want to nurture these young mind who are participating in this competition. And I believe that this can happen with the guidance of experts, with the guidance of teachers, and the support from parents. So Curentia is one platform which allow to build a community of all the experts and all the students who can come together, and the students who can compete are able to compete remotely, and they can get even trained remotely by their experts. And with every activity that will be taking place during this training and during the competition, that can be tracked, and their performance can be tracked. And and at the end of this competition, the students will have a complete detailed performance analysis that they have, and which will help them in improvising the skills that they are undergoing the training with. And in future, these students can use the skill passport, a term which we use, where all the information, all the trends of students when they participate in any skill, they can have that skill passport, which will help them while going into the placement, or any or going for any job, or even if they want to pursue a career in a specific domain, or if they want to continue with studies. So the students, it is a great opportunity, and Curentia brings this opportunity handy to all the students, and also the experts to come together to grow together. And many schools and colleges have started using Curentia to make their students excel as an individual, talking about not just the technical skills, but skills such as problem solving skill, as Dr. Biswajit sir said. In Junior Skills Championship, the minutest of tasks that will be taking place, starting from competition setup to sharing the problem statement, to conducting to attempting the problem statements, as well as the juries who will be judging the students, that will be happening on Curentia. So I would now like to Ajay to play a video where you will see a glimpse of Curentia, how all these things happens on Curentia. Ajay, please play the video. Thank you everyone for watching the video. So this is Curentia. So this is the short video about Curentia, what all things we'll be doing with Curentia and how easy it is to work to conduct this competition using Curentia, and how students will also be able to prepare themselves while the orientation program and training program that we'll be having during this Junior Skills Championship. Okay, now we will move to the walkthrough of skill. We'll be starting with the web technology skill. So the skill web technologies will be taken by Ms. Ruchi Parekh, who has also been the national expert in World Skills Kazan 2019, and she has mentored a candidate who got silver medal in World Skills Kazan 2019 in web technologies. So the students who are going to participate in this championship will get guidance by such experts with the great experience they have. And in web technology skills, so this skill talks about building a functional website, and it consists of designing the website as well as make it fully operational. So the students who are going to participate in this skill at the end of this championship, so they should be able to understand how to build a website, and how to make a simple functional website for from the industry perspective. And now all the students who will get skilled in web technologies in future, they can pursue further as a full stack developer. They can be web designer, and many more options they have in future, as web technologies is popular IT skill that we have. On the next slide, I will be walking you through the technical inputs that are required while participating in in web technology skill. So the students who are going to participate in web technology skills, so they will have to build an operational website, and as part of it, they should be aware, and they should have knowledge of technologies such as HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, and basic knowledge of SQL they should have. The students who will be participating should have a browser, should have knowledge of World Wide Web, and should have any code editor. It can be Visual Studio Code, it can be Sublime Text. And other than the technical skills, the student will be judged on problem solving, troubleshooting any problem that they have, as well as logic building and crisis management. The students who will be participating will have to build a functional and user-friendly website using the programming language that is HTML, CSS3, and JavaScript and SQL. And the students will get the problem statement as well as media files with them, on using which they will have to build the website. The students mainly the students will have to design. The designing part is there, as well as they will have to develop the layout using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And they will also have to build some web APIs using JavaScript, and they will have to perform CRUD operations, basic CRUD operations using SQL on relational databases. So the students should be aware then on what basis they are going to be judged. On the next slide, we'll talk about the overview of about test projects. So there are 4 rounds: level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. So level 1 will have 60 MCQ based questions. It will be 1 hour of round, and the questions will be based on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and basics of SQL. From level 2, Again, this will also be an online round only, but here the problem statement will be given to students, and students will have to build a web page using HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. And and after that, in level 3, again they will have to build a website, but the complexity will increase, where dynamic HTML elements they will have to use. And while level 4, the complexity will again increase, and it will be of 4 to 5 hours of round, where students will get a problem statement, and they will have to build a web page in that meantime. Next slide, please. And on the students will be judged on these parameters, as you can see on your screen. So they will the students will be aware on what basis they are getting judged. So these evaluation parameters are the one. So work organization and management will be the one category in which students will get judged, where the code quality and the coding practices that the students have used, and the naming convention that has been used while developing the problem statement. So all these things will be there, as well as in user experience, the color themes that has been used while designing the web page, and the graphical elements that has been used. For example, color themes that has been used. For example, a logo is there, and a logo, we have to see that if the candidate or student has used same colors as that are there in logo, so it should match with the logo. That is a good practice when it comes to user experience and the designing. And then the functional implementation will also be seen, where the website that they are building, the dynamic features that are there on website should be operational in the solution that they have developed. Now, coming to the resources and requirement to take this test, I would say that this web technology skill does not need much of the equipments. You should have a laptop or desktop with the code editor. Visual Studio Code would be the preferred one, and the MySQL database they should have, and a browser they should have. Google Chrome is the preferred one. And the student should be able to understand reading and writing of English, because the problem statements will be given in English language only. And as students will need to attempt the competition online in first 3 rounds, so they should have the steady internet connection. And the students will have a defined time in which they will have to submit the problem statement. And so this is the requirement for this to conduct web technologies skill. And the students who want to prepare for this skill, they can go to Junior Skills website, and they can refer to the sample projects that has been given there, as well as they can view the resources for learning resources, where they can learn any topic related to web technologies that will be there in the competition. And now moving on to the next skill, that is IT software solutions for business. So I will be the expert for IT software solution for business. I will be interacting with the students who will be participating in this skill. So ITSSB skill mainly focuses on candidates to come up with the business solution, business solution for the real life problem, so that students can think about different solutions. They can work on their analysis, their analytical thinking. And for Junior Skills Championship, we will be focusing on mobile application development as part of this skill. And I know that mobile application development is one of the popular skill amongst kids these days. So the students who will be participating will have to build an operational mobile application as part of this skill. Next slide, please. considering that the students who will be participating will be from standard 9 to 12th, in the first they will be judged on the basic programming skills and the SQL concepts, and the complexity will increase with each round for students. And majorly three things that students should be able to do in this skill is that they should be able to understand the test project. Then they will have to build a user interface of the mobile application, and then they should be able to develop some basic backend APIs to fetch the data from database. So these are the main three things that the students will have to do as part of this skill. Now coming to the next slide, I will give an overview of test project. Next slide, please. So so for all the skills, there will be 4 rounds, and similarly for ITSSP in level 1, that is round 1, there will be 60 MCQ questions, and those questions will be based on SQL, basic concepts of programming, and fundamentals of Java. Then after round 1, the problem statement based test projects will be there, where a complete defined problem statement will be given, on the basis of which, and by understanding which, the students will have to build a mobile application. So with level 2, there will be the complexity will not be very higher. It will be a little easier, where the students will have to build the user interface face of the application, and the application should be an Android application. That would be part of this skill, and they will have to fetch the data from given API. So this is will be done in round 2. With round 3, the complexity will increase, and where the students will have to build the UI, as well as they will have to perform some CRUD operations. And level 4, again the complexity will increase, by where the tasks will be added, much more features will be there in level 4. Next slide, please. The students will be judged on these evaluation parameters. So mainly the work organization and management. From the industry perspective, the students will get judged that how is the code quality, that if you have if your code is readable or not, if you have done indentation in the code or not. So those things will be there in evaluation system, and user experience will be there, and functional implementation. So if your mobile application that you have sent in the solution is in workable state or not. And now coming to the resources and requirement, again for mobile application development, you need a laptop or desktop with some softwares. You should have Java installed on your system. You should have MySQL, and Android Studio setup should be there in your system, so that whenever you get the problem statement, and you should be ready to start attempting the problem statement. You should have a steady internet connection, as this competition will be taking place online, where you should be able to download the problem statement and upload your solutions easily. And you should be able to understand English, as all the problem statements will be there in English only. The students will have a defined time for as per the different rounds. So as told by Amit in the beginning, so students will have to understand the problem statement, attempt it, and then upload the solution in the meantime. So, and the students who want to understand that what kind of problem statement will be there, what kind of questions will be there in MCQ, so the students can refer to the resources available on Junior Skills website, as well as to learn any topic about that is there in ITSSB. So the students can refer to the learning resources available on the website, right? That is all. If you have any questions related to any of these skills, you can ask the questions, and we'll answer them at the end of this session. Thank you, Amit. Now we can move to the next skill now.
Yeah, thank you, Priyanka, for your session. Now, I will request Ms. Sonal Mathur to give us to explain digital photography. Please, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everybody. In fact, good afternoon to all the officials from NSDC, CBSE, and principals from various schools across the country. NFDC has partnered for the Junior Skills Photography competition, and I'm glad to announce that we have already got a huge registration base and interest shown by young students from various part of the country. Digital photography is a creative skill set, as you know, and this junior skills competition would help us reach the students at a very young age so that they can actually they can learn this skill while they are in school and probably think of a career in this field. So, if I could have the first slide, please. So I would like to briefly introduce that what are the career options which are available. So once you are a digital photographer, you can have a career in as a fashion photographer or as a Bollywood photographer if you are as you have an aspiration that side. The other way is that you could also be a travel photographer. There could even medical photography is taking shape. So apart from that, uh, digital photography is actually an art of capturing light with camera or a mobile phone. Now it is an art of capturing the right moments, stories, and emotions, and gives a very good profession and a career choice to students. Apart from this, you these days you don't need a expensive camera. Rather, a mobile phone with a very good camera can also be useful. So if nothing else, if you are not even looking for a career, but still you like digital photography, this can actually help in creating some good memories for you and your family. So next slide, please. So this competition would require you to have some technical support, which would actually you would need a camera. Now, camera, it could be a DSLR or a DSLR of either of any of the brands, like either it could be a Canon or it could be a Nikon, or it could be just a mobile camera. So what you need to know about this skill is you should understand what is exactly lighting all about. You should understand the exposure triangle, shutter speed, aperture, ISO, etc. And on top of everything, you must have the art and the vision to actually compose new images, and of course the skill to do some storytelling. Apart from that, the competitor should be able to do certain things in the test project, which could be both from the technical as well as creative point of view. So again, our competition, like others, would be divided into 4 stages. So can we have the next slide?
Hello, ma'am. We are not audible.
we have the next slide?
Sonal, we lost your voice in between. Can you please
So
brief?
evaluation system and parameters, of course, there has to be an adherence to the theme. There has to be contextual uniqueness. There should be strong technique. Visual quality must be visible. And on top of everything, I think the most important factor is there should be appeal and communication. Communication should be there. The image should be attractive and should be able to justify the theme which is being given to the student. Now, resources, all you need is a mobile phone or a DSLR camera, an uninterrupted internet, and a laptop. The non-technical would be you should have the basic knowledge of clicking images. There should be good light, composition, subject, and vision. And some of the other important instructions are that the image has to be only in JPEG format. After stage 2, the image size would be around 5 MB. We will only take metadata. We will not accept any collages. And the pictures should be taken only by participants. It should not be an Instagram or a Facebook image which you have taken long back to be posted here. We will be able to find it out. So no editing or filter is also allowed. You can't allow sepia or a black and white mode there as per your choice. We will give you the exact parameters with which you would have to submit your images. So I hope you all have heard. I believe that some of you have not heard my previous slide because of the, I think, bad internet connection. But I think the slide would be shared to you so you can understand it later. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your presentation. And now we would move for our next skill, which is fashion technology. And here Ms. Gaurangana Sood would be presenting skills, namely fashion technology, painting and decoration, graphic design, and visual merchandising. And she is from Pearls Academy. Ma'am, I would request you to take over the slide and start the session.
Thank
you. Thank you.
much. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Junior Skills. My name is Gaurangana Sood, and I'm a professor in Pearl Academy. I will be taking you through the next 4 domains, which is fashion technology, graphic design, visual merchandising, and painting and decorating. Next slide, please. So it is important for all of us to understand that when we are in a creative field, we have to have basic knowledge of elements and principles of design, color wheel, color theory, color psychology, and a basic design process. Now, as we move to a completely digital future and we're looking at things that are constantly being innovated, we must keep ourselves updated, and to understand the new process of creative and design thinking will help you out in all of these 4 creative domains. Now, about fashion technology, we want to understand from our students how well they understand the basics of fashion technology, which is pattern construction, draping, cutting, manufacturing, and finishing. You must be able to explore different materials. If you want to practice, you can always pick up muslin at home or cotton, practice your draping. Of course, everything, all creative ideas are born from imagination and constantly exploring and trying things out. You do not have to be an advanced level fashion designer. We are looking for more innovation, imagination, and creativity. You must understand how to manipulate materials, create fashion illustrations, and do basic construction of draping and garments. Next slide, please. All right, so now the technical inputs for fashion design technology are that you must understand elements and principles of design. You should be able to render. That means you should be able to visualize what you're eventually going to create. You should also be able to do a 3D mock-up of the garments you create, and of course, material and surface manipulation. What you need to know about the skill, everything is based on how well you can visually balance things, how well it drapes the form, how well you know what different terminologies mean, what different materials can be manipulated, surface ornamentation, so on and so forth. what competitors should be able to do in the test project. You should be able to, of course, perform all the questions. From first level to last level, you will have a mix of MCQs as well as subjective questions. And the last round, you will have to present. Kindly move to the next slide. Right. So level 1 is 60 multiple choice questions. Of course, you have to choose the correct option and move forward from there. Level 2 will be a combination of some multiple choice questions and some subjective questions pertaining to your skill that you have chosen. Level 3 is going to test you on how well you can sketch, how well you can manipulate garments and draping and create 3D mock-ups of your ideas. And level 4, which is the only round out of the 4 levels, which will be physical or offline, is when you will have to present an idea and then you will show us what you have created. Next slide, please. Now, resources required to take the test. The technical resources are you will require a mobile phone, a tablet, a desktop, or a laptop, anything that has a working internet connection. Of course, basic stationery like colors, pencils, pens, things that you use to draw. A basic toolkit, a sewing toolkit where you have needles, threads, pins, and scissors. Your non-technical will be your fundamentals of design, which is your elements and principles, your color theory, and of course, design process and thinking. That usually pertains to the fundamental idea that you can conceptualize. That means you can think of something to do. You can visualize it. That means you can sketch out what your eventual idea will be. And number 3 and final is be able to execute it through your own hand skills. Again, instructions are the same. You have 4 rounds. First 3 will be online and the 4th one will be offline or physical. Next slide, please. The next domain is painting and decorating. Again, Pearl Academy professors are going to be mentoring you. For painting and decorating, what is required is again innovation, how well you can visually balance your eventual execution. You should be able to manipulate surfaces. A lot of times your murals will be required to not be created on a horizontal surface, but a vertical surface. If you are creative and innovative, if you enjoy working with different materials, if you have a specific skill that you're really good at, or if you are inspired by an Indian craft that you want to recreate, please feel free to explore the opportunity of painting and decorating. Next slide, please. We have also seen a large number of entries for painting and decorating. Please understand that there are no rules and regulations when it comes to creativity. We will be more than happy that you explore all the skills that you think you are good at. Of course, there will be some rules and regulations pertaining to the different levels. However, feel as innovative and imaginative as you like. This is also a domain which is open to class 6 standard and onwards. Hence, we have a larger group that will be taking part. But of course, each of the groups, which is class 6 to class 7th, class 8 to class 10th, and class 11 to 12th, which are 3 groups, each of you will be getting a separate set of questions, which is pertaining to your age group. Now, the technical input will be, you should know again what your color wheel is, what are complementary colors, so on and so forth. You should be aware of basic folk traditional art from India and how they manipulate materials, especially on murals, on wall paintings, what kind of different illustrative arts that they also do, and maybe you can derive your inspiration from there. What you need to know about this skill is basically how well you can communicate a theme or a concept. Everything you make must have a certain theme that you have thought of before you finally execute your painting. What you will be doing in the test project, again, you will be recreating a surface through your own painting, depending on whatever medium you're comfortable with. Some of you could use watercolors, you could do acrylics, so on and so forth. A lot of these things will become clearer once you clear the rounds. You will have webinars before each round to guide you in terms of what needs to be done. Next slide, please. Again, the same for all creative domains. You have 4 levels. First 3 are online. The last one is physical. Your first round has MCQs. Your second one will be a combination of MCQs and subjective questions. Your third one will be how you can develop your surface and how you can create an idea, what kind of techniques you are good at and would like to execute with, and how you will interpret the design brief. And your fourth one will be when you will present your idea, you will decode the design brief, and you will give us a solution, which will be your eventual execution. Next slide, please. What do you need to take this test? Of course, you need a laptop or a working computer or your mobile phone with an internet connection to be able to attend the webinars and to understand and give your test, as these are online. Basic understanding of tools used in painting and decoration. Of course, if you want to mix it up with different mediums, you can also do that as long as your concept shines through. Your non-technical input will be the same: EOD, POD, which is Elements and Principles of Design, Color Theory, and Design Thinking. Next slide, please. Graphic design technology. So I will be your mentor for graphic design technology. Again, it's a fantastic medium to explore through. Graphic design is basically you being able to execute your creative ideas through a digital medium. We can move to the next slide. Now, when we talk about a digital medium, we are mostly talking about executing an idea through software. For this particular domain, you will need to have softwares. Anything in the Adobe Creative Suite or Creative Cloud is fine: Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. If you don't have these softwares, you could also work with CorelDRAW. However, I would like to encourage all of you to look at Creative Cloud or Creative Suite. Graphic design is for you, and you can definitely move on to a more advanced level if you're good with photography, game design, 3D animation, motion graphics, and other digital skills. You first start with static design, and as we move forward, we will be talking about how to decode a brief and eventually come up with a design deliverable that has to be completely designed digitally. Next slide, please. Technical inputs are the same. Apart from that, you will also need software. Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign are compulsory or imperative to be able to do this particular domain. If you don't have it, you can download it easily. What you will need to know about this skill is, again, if you're using a digital design platform, it is important for you to understand and know about basic digital tools in each of these softwares. You will also know basic and fundamental elements and principles of design, color theory, and design thinking. In this particular test project, we want you to be able to explore digital tools to eventually get to visual balance. We want to see what your aesthetics are and how they shine through your subjective questions. Next slide, please. Same process for graphic design as well. 4 rounds, 3 will be online, 4th one will be physical. You can also check out this presentation again. We will be sharing it, and of course on the Junior Skills website. Please move forward. Resources to take the test are the same. You will require a working internet connection, softwares on your device. You will need to know basic perspective, basic color theory, elements and principles of design, what you can do with your typography, how you can explore through your typography, how you can communicate through your typography, and how you can execute a creative idea or a design brief. In this, your last round will basically be you executing an idea through digital design or software. Instructions are the same, 3 online and 1 physical round. You will also have webinars and a boot camp for the last round to train you to give your best in your physical round. Next slide, please. Visual merchandising is the last domain that we are also doing. Next slide. Visual merchandising is basically how you can conceptualize a beautiful layout or a beautiful store or a retail layout and be able to put it into a display for a window. Now, when we enter a store, the first thing we see that calls us into the store is the visual display of a store. This particular domain needs you to be rather exploratory in terms of how well you can use different materials. Because we are working on a larger scale in terms of design, you should use materials that are durable. So a visual display should look good, but not only should it look good, it should stay long enough and look as good every single day for people to be able to come and see it and be drawn to it. You have to pay careful attention to detail in terms of the structure that you are creating for your window displays. Next slide, please. Technical inputs are that you should be able to, again, work with 3D software. Basically, when you are creating an idea, it is important for you to be able to execute it so that you know exactly what you want to do. You should understand how to utilize different materials, how to create props, how to do 2D design, and if you can do 3D design, even better. You will basically have to understand how line, shape, color, texture, balance, proportion, unity, center of gravity, how all of these things work, how you can recreate a window display that matches the brand, that has colors that are pertaining to the brand. And of course, a lot of these inputs will be given to you during the webinars itself. What you will be doing in the test project, you will have to do a fashion window using a range of lifestyle or fashion products. You're also expected to continue or pursue research before you actually come up with a window display. Next slide, please. You will need a working internet connection. It will be nice for you to have some 3D softwares if you want to, if that helps you in visualizing. Otherwise, you can draw it. Your non-technical will be your skills to visualize. You can do a lot of it by hand. And of course, how you utilize different types of material and how interestingly you utilize it to create your eventual displays. Next slide, please. So we at Pearl Academy are looking forward to mentoring and training all of you. Thank you very much and have a great evening.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. So now I would like to invite Mr. Arpit Sharma from Green Jobs Sector Skill Council for a presentation on solar energy. Please, sir, I would request you to take it.
Just give me 1 second. I'll just put my headphones on. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to the entire team of NSDC. Good afternoon to all the principals and teachers. So, can I have the next slide, please? Yeah. So, I would like to talk about solar energy and its benefits and the benefits of using the solar panels. As you all know that the word energy, it means the ability to do work. And the need of energy in this present world actually has increased to a very high dimension because of the natural growth, and the use of new technology. The sources of combustible fuels that we usually depend on, such as coal, oil, and gas, they are finite in this world. And in addition, the increased burning of fossil fuels, it raises the concerns over global warming. Since we are also becoming so much dependent on the fossil fuels for energy, and they're running out, it is necessary to find an alternative source of energy, and that is the energy from the source of sun. So solar photovoltaic energy is basically obtained by converting sunlight into electricity, and it is done by the using of a technology based on the photoelectric effect. The main advantage is that it is renewable and it is clean source of energy, and solar power is also scalable, which means that it can be deployed on an industrial scale, or it can be used to power a single household as well. The benefits are that there are no greenhouse gas emissions that are released into the atmosphere when you use the solar panels to create the electricity. And because sun provides more energy than we actually ever need, electricity from the solar power is very important energy source in moving to the clean energy production. When it is used on a small scale, like a household, the extra electricity which is produced by the solar panels, they can be stored in the battery, or it can also be fed up back to the electricity grid. And when it is used in the industrial scale, most of the time it is consumed by the industrial unit. So when we are talking about training an individual in the field of solar energy, we would name this individual to be a solar technologist, who is an individual who is having an ability to differentiate between the on-grid and off-grid technologies. He should be able to select the appropriate location of the solar plant. He should be able to measure the roof with the help of measuring tools. He should be able to calculate the size of a solar rooftop system by doing the assessment load for a common household. He should be able to identify the appropriate components for a rooftop solar power plant. And he can also be able to do the basic electrical connections which are required to connect the overall solar plant with the help of electrical tools. All these above skills can only be done with the craftsmanship and complying with all the applicable codes, standards, and safety requirements. And this individual, the solar technologist, this candidate, he must also be able to demonstrate very strong work ethics. He should be able to effectively communicate with his co-workers, his seniors, his supervisors, and he should be very good in following the instructions, because it is a very sensitive work. So solar PV domain for the student is for the student who likes to solve very complex electrical problems, because the overall structure of a solar PV plant is very complex. He should be able to design an electrical system. He should be able to make things which are meeting the energy requirements. He should be able to understand the codes, electrical codes, and he should be able to properly use the electrical tools. Can we go back to the next slide? Yeah. So I'd like to define a solar power plant. Solar power plant is basically a power generation method that converts electricity from the sun into electricity. A solar plant uses solar panels that are often arranged on a building or a concentrated solar farms to facilitate a reaction that converts sunlight into the sunlight's radiation into electricity. The photovoltaic cells in a solar panel turn the sunlight into direct electricity, which is DC, and then an inverter then an inverter converts this DC electricity into the alternating current, which is the AC. And once this process has taken place, the electricity is used to feed into the grid, or it can be stored in the battery, as I previously mentioned. So if I have to define a solar module, then which are also called solar panels, a solar module is a single photovoltaic panel, which is an assembly of connected solar cells. The solar cells absorb the sunlight as a source of energy to generate the electricity, And an array of modules are used to supply the solar power to various places. These modules are wired together to form the arrays and then tied to an inverter, which produces the power at a desired voltage, and for AC, the desired frequency and phase. This competition is focused on the workmanship and the plant design accuracy, the selection of appropriate technology, tools and tackles, sizing of inverters, and batteries, of course, in health and safety aspects. This event has also marked the beginning of a competitive and quality learning amongst the students in the school, and also exhibited their commitment towards the Skill India mission. Can we move to the next slide, please? Yes. Can we, I'm extremely sorry, can we go back to the previous slide? Yeah. Okay. So the competitor, who is competing in this skill, he should be able to assess the electrical load of a given place. He should be able to optimize the size of a solar rooftop plant, which is required to meet the electrical load. The candidate must be able to find the correction orientation of a plant at the roof. He should be able to select the most appropriate major components for the plant, and finally set up an electrically efficient plant which is up and running and generating the electricity to meet the electrical requirements of the house. Yeah, next slide. So we have 4 levels. The 3 of them are online, and the level 4 is the practical level. In level 1, we have the objective test on electricity, semiconductors, and solar energy and systems. Level 2, we have online test on solar PV system, the solar photovoltaic components, how to calculate the electrical load of a house, how to calculate the size of a plant, and how to install a solar plant by using various appropriate components. Level 3 would be a physical layout of a plant, learning the electrical codes, plant sizing, in connecting the plant with the grid, and in island operation of the SPV plant. And level 4, which is the practical round, we should be able to design the solar PV plant as per the need of the household, and do the installation as per the standard electrical practices, and we should be able to demonstrate the functioning of the plant, and he should be able to have the electrical output calculation. Next slide. So if we talk about the evaluation system and parameters, it could be an online assessment with the help of Google test parameters, optimum size of the plant, keeping in view the power requirement, selection of appropriate system components, efficiency of the plant and technology, problem analysis, and understanding of electrical safety. Safety is a very, very key feature and a very, very important area while installing a solar PV plant, because most of the work is done through electricity, and there can be a lot of health hazards. So the requirements and the resources to take the test are the technical, non-technical, and instructions. We have technical, we have the electrical components, inverters, batteries, modules, connectors, junction boxes. In non-technical, we have the solar installation assessment online tool, which is available online, and instructions to the institution and candidates must be that the organization, the institution, and candidates, they must be fully aware of safety handling of the electrical equipment and systems, and they should be aware about the various standards used in installations of both AC and DC electrical systems. We have the next slide. So, in my opinion, after implementation of such an initiative, this will certainly lead to the change in the students' way of thinking, and it would definitely improve their skills and their creativity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. So,
Thank you.
sir, now we So now we have Mr. Raghunandan, who will be taking us through the mobile robotics, and he is from HoloSuite.
Yeah.
So please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ajay. Very good afternoon, one and all who are present over here. So I'm Raghunandan representing HoloSuite. So I'll be taking you through the journey of mobile robotics competition of this first junior level championship program. Okay, so next slide, please. Ajay. Yeah, so I think robotics is an interdisciplinary field that integrates knowledge of electronics, mechanics, and programming. Robotics involves usually the design, construction, operation, and the use of the robots, especially in various applications. So we all know that. So the goal of the robotics is to design a machine that can help and assist humans. Okay, in fact, so one or the other real world problems we face in our life can be solved using the concept of robotics. And this is one of the most interesting and required skill for our future India, where our young minds should possess, right? So by learning mobile robotics, usually the candidate will be able to understand the mechanical and electrical parts of robots. So, and they will want to gain the knowledge on computer programming, robotics control, especially the actions that can able to perform a different task. Correct. So, and also able to understand various types of sensors and actuators that come across while building the robots. Okay, and the basic principles of robot locomotion, especially. Okay. So, next slide, please, Ajay. So the main technical knowledge that our candidates gain here, so he'll understand the basic principle of robotics, and he can able to build the robots for different terrains. Okay, and he'll gain the knowledge with respect to the batteries, wheels, manipulators, and controllers, and also the programming aspects and mechanics to build the respective robots which is suitable for the respective environment. Okay, so what competitors usually to know about this particular skill is, suppose if he has a basic knowledge on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics and logical skills, definitely he's the right person to choose this particular skill. Okay, so what competitor needs to know about able to do in this test project is he should be able to build robots where the real world problems can be solved. So that is the main agenda of this particular robotics mobile robotics competition. Next slide, please, Ajay. Yeah, so let's understand this test project overview. So as usual, similar to other skills, so here also we have 4 different levels. So first 3 will be an online platform where we'll be having a boot camp as well as the competitions, and last level will be the physical round. So first level will be 60 MCQ questions, so followed by the qualified students will be go to the level 2, so where we'll be train them on the required knowledge. So, and we'll be test those candidates on HoloSuite's HoloWorld robotic skill testing platform, which is a 3D interactive robotic skill test platform. So where they will be having a question similar to a real world problems where they can interact with 3D virtual objects like they solve the problems in the real world. So that is the beauty of this particular test platform. So upon completing this level 2, the qualified students will be also have a boot camp similar to the level 3. So where here students will be given with test projects where they have to present the solutions based upon it to solve the real world problem especially. So here we will assess the students based on the creativity, so how they will be building that particular, means providing the solution to the given test projects. So last round will be the physical round. So for the given test projects in the round 3, so they'll be building the physical robots especially, and we will be selecting the students based on the outcome of the robot building challenge as well as the interview followed by the particular competition. Okay, so next slide, please, Ajay. Yeah. So concerned to the evaluation system and parameters, as usual, I mentioned, so round 1 will be the MCQ, which will be purely on objective based. So round 3, 4, 2 to 4. So we'll be judging the candidate based on subjective evaluation. Okay, so we are adopting different levels, especially grading the students based on their performance, like from very poor to excellent. Okay, so resources that is required to take the test. So usually the technical inputs, they need to have a PC or a laptop with a very good internet bandwidth connection to attend this particular program at different levels, and they should be having a Windows 10 operating system on their computer or laptop to go through this particular competition. Okay, so non-technical is they should have a sufficient electrical backup during this particular course. Okay, so the common instructions while taking the test, usually in the MCQs, it's an objective type and all the questions will be usually a compulsory. There won't be any choices. Okay, so the total number of tests and duration will vary based on the type of the levels, different levels, and there won't be any negative marking, especially as such. So this is about the overall view of the entire program of Mobile Robotics Skill Championship. So I request all the officials of CBSE to promote this as much as possible to have maximum number of registrations. So thank you, everyone. Ajay, over to you.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the detailed session. So now we have Mr. Shivendra Maurya, who is from Small Industries Development Bank of India. He'll be taking us through innovative business ideas. We welcome you, sir. Please take this session.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Shivendram from Promotion and Development Department of SIDBI, New Delhi office. So SIDBI is a skill partner. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So SIDBI is a skill partner for judging the innovative business idea of the students. Let me tell about a Small Industries Development Bank of India in brief. So SIDBI is established under the Act of Parliament in 1990 as a principal financial institution for promotion, financing, development of micro, small, and medium enterprises, as well as for coordination of functions of other institutions which are engaged in similar activities. This competition is based on basically on the Mission Swavalamban of SIDBI, which was an umbrella program launched by SIDBI in 2018 under the chairmanship of our ex-chairman. In that Mission Swavalamban, the main motive is to make the youth more inclined towards job seekers than job creators than job seekers. Because as of now, most people, mainly students, they all aim as becoming as engineer, doctors. No one tries to, even family says, you should become an engineer or doctor or chartered accountant. But there is very less motivation for youth to go towards entrepreneurship, to have their own ideas, have their own business. So this was the motive of this our Mission Swavalamban, how to induce this culture in the country, at least among the youth, among the women, and especially in rural women, we have done a lot for inducing this culture. So the four more important pillars of our Mission Swavalamban are Sampark, where we connect with the MSMEs and entrepreneurs. This is one pillar. Second is Samvad. Samvad is dialogue to strengthen the relationship among the various stakeholders of the MSME, whether banking, whether government, or other departments which deal with MSME sector. Suraksha is to create an enabling environment for the growth of MSMEs. How can they have an environment so that their growth is not hampered? Then comes the Sampreshan. Sampreshan is an engagement with the policymakers. How we convey our ideas to the policymakers to develop the policies. Next slide, please. Now, I'm telling about the skill. What we intend to judge about these students in the skill. The skill actually aims to judge the basic knowledge of entrepreneurship and business management, conceiving of innovative ideas, business ideas, how to implement those ideas through case studies, project reports. This is going to be tested for the students. And it is designed in such a way so as to understand the inclination level of students to become an entrepreneur, a job creator. Next slide, please. For this, the student needs to have a basic knowledge of entrepreneurship, finance, business studies, current economy of the country, and so on. This is the basic, it's not very detailed one, basic idea. And how any idea, how they can convert that business idea into a business proposal. That we are going to test. This test will also judge their interest, orientation to become an entrepreneur. They should have basic knowledge of finance, economic survey, economic scenario, business, whatever regarding entrepreneurship. They should have basic knowledge of that. Next slide. The test will be for in 4 levels. 3 levels will be online, and the final 4th level will be physical one if the COVID situation permits. Else that will also be through webinars also. Level 1 consists of MCQ questions, multiple choice question, which will consist of entrepreneurship, basic finance, basic business related questions, and mission swavlamban of SIDBI. Next level comes to the subjective questions. Once the student clears this MCQ level, screening level, they will be exposed to the this level 2, which is the subjective questions. Then comes the level 3, which will be an abstract, a paragraph abstract write-up of about 1,000 words, what the participant has in his mind according for his business idea. That has to be presented in a short form, abstract. And once that is selected, then we will ask for the submission of detailed project report, how to convert and implement that business idea and present the same before the jury. This is a detailed of that previous slide. I will just read it out. Screening round would comprise of about 60 questions, about 2 marks each, has to be completed in an hour. It shall evaluate the participants' performance of skills, academic potential, entrepreneurship. It will also test the awareness of candidate regarding mission swavlamban of SIDBI and basic knowledge of finance. Level 2 will consist of the subjective knowledge of entrepreneurship and business ideas, may consist of around 10 to 25 subjective questions on entrepreneurship from CBSE textbooks on entrepreneurship, etc. Maximum marks shall range around 75 to 100, depending upon the number of questions finalized. Time proposed for submission shall be limited for 2 to 3 hours for the subjective test. And the jury, which is common for level 2, 3, and 4, shall comprise of members, officials from SIDBI, CBSE, NSDC, and industry experts, which will decide future course. Then level 3 shall test the candidates based on conceiving the ideas through submitting an abstract, which I told earlier. And this may be worked upon for this, a period of about 7 to 10 days may be given to the candidate so that he can prepare that abstract, and it can be uploaded online as the date and time decided by NSDC, SIDBI, and other stakeholders. And the timelines for some, the window will be open for a very specific period, say 15 minutes. In that period, this has to be submitted abstract. We shall carry around 50 marks. Final round shall require a detailed project report on those innovative ideas of students which are selected by the jury. For them, another point will be given that submit a project report, case study of your innovative idea which you have submitted, and how it is different from other projects, what will be the implementation methodology. These all things has to be presented by the candidate before the jury, followed with question answer round by the jury. Here I have given the resources, study material. What are the study material for the students to take the test? I have given all the links in this slide. which relates to all the finance related issues, financial knowledge, entrepreneurship, SIDBI Swavalamban, about SIDBI. You will get all this idea in this, all these links given in the slide. For detailed subjective knowledges and subjective tests, you have to refer your textbooks, entrepreneurship, business studies, whatever is being taught in CBSE schools or boards. That's it from my side.
Thank you very
Hello.
much to, thank you, Mr. Maurya. Thank you very much to all the participants and all the support, our partners. Now, we would like to request Mr. R.P. Singh from CBSE to give the vote of thanks.
Hello, good afternoon. Am I audible, Archana?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, a very big thanks to all the participants for joining us. And as Jaikanji has pointed out, today we had the maximum number of sessions. And for the benefit of people who could not join, we are also uploading today's session on the YouTube channel of CBSE, as well as it will be uploaded on the NSTC's channel also. And the same can be accessed through the Junior Skills webpage. A big thanks to Dr. Saha for giving the opening address, for Jaikanji for laying the foundation and working so hard for this championship. And he is the one who has brought all the industry together and formalized everything for this program, and has been a great catalyst in bringing together the school front and the industry front for this innovative championship. A big thanks to all the people from the industry who are here and have shared the outline of how this championship is going to run. And we are hopeful that we'll get a lot of participation for this championship, and we all are working towards the common goal that the students are the one who will benefit from this championship, and we hope that more and more students gain the benefit from this championship. A very big thank to the team of NSTC who have been working tirelessly for this program, and my colleagues in CBSE who have been helping me out in this program. A very big thanks to all the people who have shared this information today, because I shared the notification, a lot of friends who have been helping us in circulating this information among their WhatsApp groups and other social media. So we have been able to get the good participation today. And we hope that this program that runs out the way we have envisaged it, and we are able to benefit, the students are able to benefit from this initiative that has been taken in the lines of NEP. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Archana, for hosting it so well, and back to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to request Mr. Jaikant Singh to give the closing remarks. Jaykant sir, we are not able to hear you. Jaykant sir.
बोलूं? आरपी सिंह साहब, तो
सर जी सर, जी जयकांत सर।
Thank you, RP Singh sir. I think it has been a great teamwork. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Saha, Sri RP Singh ji, Mausami ji, CBSE head office team, and the regional offices of CBSE and all the principals and staff of the schools of CBSE. I think today we are overwhelmed to see the response. पूरी क्षमता आज पूरी क्षमता में सिंह साहब आज 1000 की 1000 लाइनें व्यस्त हैं, आज पार्टिसिपेशन फुल है
सर। 1000 के बाद भी लोगों का कॉल आ रहा था, so they were not able to get in, so I got good number of calls today, but they're not able to get in.
जी वही मैं कर रहा हूँ सर। ओवर तो अगर आप चाहें तो वी कैन डू इट, फिर से कर लें 2 दिन के बाद, अगर जो लोग रह गए हैं, बिकॉज हमें तो हर लोग जी
हम लोग इसे YouTube पर भी डाल सकते हैं, so that all the people can get the benefit and attend as per their convenience.
रुचिका अगर हैं तो इंदिरा इसको YouTube पे डाल दीजिए। अब जो प्रेजेंटेशन हमने आज दिखाया है, ये प्रेजेंटेशन डाल दीजिए, उसमें हमारे जो इंडस्ट्री पार्टनर्स हैं, जैसे सिडबी से शिवेंद्र मौर्य जी हैं, मैं देख रहा हूँ ओझा जी हैं आपके डेलिंक से, तो सभी पार्टनर्स का कांटेक्ट के साथ उनको वो डाल दीजिए कि अगर किसी को और भी कोई क्वेरी हो, टेक्निकल क्वेरी, तो वो उनसे संपर्क कर सकते हैं। बाकी प्रेजेंटेशन देख लें, प्रेजेंटेशन में सारी जानकारी दी हुई है। रजिस्ट्रेशन का लिंक दे दें।
Yes, sir. We will provide this recording of video on our website as well as on the YouTube channel.
YouTube में दे दीजिए। CBSE को भी अपनी वेबसाइट पे अपलोड करवा दे, क्योंकि वहाँ एक्सेस ज्यादा होगी, उनके इकोसिस्टम का है।
Yes, sir.
So thank you CBSE, thank you our industry partners, all of you, Robot Guru, SIDBI, NSFDC, सोनल हैं क्या?
No, sir.
नहीं आई हैं?
No. She is
ओके। और कौन आई हैं? बेला is there?
Sir, Miss Gorangna was there from Pearl Academy. She was representing Pearl Academy.
Pearl Academy और कौन है?
Mr. Maurya है सिडबी से।
शिवेंद्र मौर्य देख रहा हूँ। सुधांशु ओझा थे डिलिंक से।
जयकांत सर नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।
शिवेंद्रम सर सिडबी से।
जी शिवेंद्र आपको देख रहा हूँ। सक्सेना साहब
शर्मा है सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल से।
Jaykant sir, this is Arpit Sharma. I am representing on behalf of Dr. Saxena.
चलिए सक्सेना साहब को मेरा नमस्कार और आपको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much.
प्रवीक की टीम से कौन है?
प्रियंका चौधरी।
प्रियंका जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। रोबोट गुरु रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, lot of thanks to you. So everybody, all the associate partners of Junior Skill with NSDC, a big thank to you. I think You must be happy with the support we are getting from CBSE, and we have to put in additional effort and more effort now to meet up the expectations, because you have got 1,000 people hearing you today. That means 1,000 schools you are about to reach out today. So let's maintain this momentum. We are again, Singh Sahab, as I told, we are looking forward. एक जो हमने discussion की थी launch के दिन, and it was so desired कि if we achieve 4 lakh plus, it would be a good start. So
Sure, sir. We hope that with today's turnout, we will be able to achieve that number.
तो आज पुनः मैं पूरे एजुकेटर्स जो हैं आपके CBSE के, उन सब से मेरी विनम्र निवेदन होगी कि अपने स्कूल से जितने बच्चे हों उनको रजिस्टर करवाएं, क्योंकि जितनी जानकारी बढ़ेगी उतनी हमें इसको और पॉपुलर करने में और ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग इससे फायदा उठाएं, यही हमारी और सबकी कामना है. So wishing you all the best and looking forward to your continued support. I think we are at the end of this session now. Thank you everybody. Ruchika ji, for all your efforts. Is she there, Ruchika? And obviously the Cisco team who has provided the platform. Thanks a lot, everyone from NSDC and on behalf of CBSE. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jaykant ji. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Namaskar.